Why hello there, friends, family, and everybody in between. It is Dylan from Ultimate Universes. And on the left we have Leland Mockin playing Invasion of Alara, Battle Shenanery. And on the right we have Mark Mara playing John Goryo's Vengeance. Through the Breach. I think there's another thing in there. This doesn't have Through the Breach. Well, it's in the sideboard. Okay. Alrighty, folks. This is going to be a pretty entertaining match here. Both of these decks are really cool. The Invasion of Alara deck, if you don't know how the battles work with Vampire Hexmage, so we're going to pull up Vampire Hexmage so I can read it to you. Because, let's be real here, Vampire Hexmage hasn't seen modern play in a very long time. So it is a 2-mana, a 2-black Vampire Shaman, first strike, and it says sacrifice Vampire Hexmage, remove all counters from target permanent. Now that's really cool because the battles, like Invasion of Alara, enter with counters on them. So when you remove all the counters, they will flip into whatever they are on the back of it. And a lot of them do some pretty cool things. So like Invasion of Alara, for example, when it enters the battlefield, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile 2 non-land cards with mana value 4 or less. You may cast one of those 2 cards without paying its mana cost, and you put the other one into your hand. Then you put the other cards exiled on the bottom of your deck. It's like a really complicated version of Cascade, which is already a kind of complicated mechanic. And then when it flips over, it is Awaken the Maelstrom, which is a sorcery. It is all colors. Target player draws 2 cards. You may put an artifact card from your hand onto the battlefield, create a token that's a copy of a permanent you control, then you distribute 3 +1/+1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 creatures you control, and then you destroy target permanent and put it control. So it does a lot of things. It is pretty cool. A lot of the battles, honestly, are pretty sweet. Another one that gets played pretty heavily, I don't know if it's in this deck. I know it's in the new Shadow list, and it's Invasion of Ikoria. It's 2 green X. When it enters the battlefield, you search your library and or graveyard for a non-human creature with mana value X or less, put it on the battlefield, and then if you search your library, you shuffle it. And on the back, it becomes an 8/8 with a reach. For each non-human creature you control, you may have that creature assign its combat damage as though it weren't blocked. It's really cool in the new Sultai Shadow deck, which, hint, hint, we might actually have on camera next round. So, now that we've talked about Leland's deck, let's talk about Mark's deck. Mark is playing, like I said, John Goryo's Through the Breach. Goryo's Vengeance is a 2-mana instant. Return target legendary creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. That creature gets haste, exiled at the beginning of the end step. Or the next end step. And it can splice on Arcane, but I don't think you ever do that. It is Arcane itself, not the point. So, typically how you are trying to win the game is by discarding Emrakul the Eon's Torn, or Yargle and Multani through something like Underworld Cookbook, Fable the Mirror Breaker trigger, the blood tokens from Valdaran Epicure, and then you're going to cast Goryo's as an instant, obviously, targeting that creature, and then putting it on the battlefield. You have to, if you discard Emrakul, Emrakul will trigger to shuffle everything from the graveyard back, so you have to target Emrakul in response to the trigger. But if you discard Yargle, you can just, I don't know, target Yargle whenever you want. It's a pretty cool deck. You can just kill people out of nowhere. And let's be real here, that's like the best way to win a game is just out of nowhere. So, Mark has a Witchclaw Talisman on the board, a Blood Token, 2 lands, and then we see that Invasion there. I don't know which one that is. Let's see if I can find. I know Spike's playing this deck pretty heavily. I don't know if Leland is just playing card for card the Spike list, or if he did, like, Leland things and changed it up. I don't even know what it would be named on. Goldfish, dude. What did it be called? 5-color battles? As we see a text message with a link to TikTok, and then the person immediately follows up by going, "It's you." And I can't express to you how concerned I am. The last time this person has sent something to me and it's like, "This is you," it was just like an assault on my character. It was a song about like being awful at keeping up with people that you know. And let me tell you, it is accurate. Dude, I can't find this list. I could just Google 5-color battles. I feel like this deck at least has done something.
Because you're sacrificing it.
5-color battles.
Cost.
Modern MTG Goldfish.
Okay.
In my end step, this gets a counter.
Cool. It's gonna bring him a standard deck.
Just leave my battle.
Yeah, it brought up a standard deck.
Okay, yeah, got me.
Just want to know what the battles are. Alright. Well, we can give up on that. Mark, Pleasant Level Dire and Epicure. We'll ping Leland for a damage. Make a blood token.
11. I get a second blood.
Yeah.
I'm at 13. I'll fetch shock.
Okay. Clang my coffee cup on my desk.
And then I'm going to play another
Fetch. We're doing a thing.
Wish Claw.
Playing another Wish Claw Talisman.
Good.
2 cards in hand for Leland here.
I think we slam.
Cracking in for damage.
6.
6.
Mark jump block. Yeah, I don't know the name of the battle. I know the creature on the backside of the battle. If I think it's if a permanent went to the graveyard at the end of turn, or at the end of turn, if a permanent went to the graveyard this turn, you put a +1 counter on it. But like,
Sure.
so many invasions.
Get a guy.
You have a guy.
I will say, I will give credit. I think the battle mechanic is a lot cooler than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, it's not that one. It looked like it was a Rakdos one. Is there a Rakdos battle? There has to be a Rakdos battle, right?
It is, but it doesn't go in the goblin.
There's like a billion of these
Alright, we
things.
good?
Legion of Eldraine? I know it's not
Yours
Rakdos.
stuff, too?
Yep.
Nothing went to, oh, yeah.
Well.
I need to read that card for a 5th time.
This card is. I never actually did this part. Anyways, go
You
ahead.
good?
Yeah.
Drop turn.
Yeah, Fable the Mirror Breaker here. Recently banned in Standard. Didn't get to talk about it on that commentary last week because we didn't do any videos last week. But yeah, Standard ban list. If you folks play Standard, how do you feel about it? Let me tell you, my deck got slaughtered. I was playing Grixis midrange, and I just had to take, I think 12 cards out of it. No, I didn't play 4 Bank Busters. I think I played 2 or 10 cards.
How does this
Something
work?
like that. I took
If
a lot of
discard
cards out of that
an
deck.
Emrakul to a blood, do I get the draw
So,
before the Emrakul
currently,
shuffles?
I think building Blue-White Soldiers, because that deck seems pretty cool.
So,
like,
so I discard.
Put a sloppy version together of it on Arena.
Yeah, and then
Jammed
it
it
puts
to a
the
couple
ability
games
on the
and
stack.
felt pretty
It's like
comfortable with
paying
it.
the cost to
So
put the
I'll probably just
ability
go
on the stack.
purchase the like $20 worth of stuff that I'm missing, and have the standard deck that I want to play somewhere.
Okay, so I pay the cost to put the
Dude,
ability
what
on the
battle
stack.
is this
I think I get to
card?
choose, right? Or no? No, this will happen first. Okay. So I'll shuffle.
I think that's right.
Shuffle's all graveyard, right?
Yeah.
Give an Emrakul,
And I
quick
have a
read.
draw from the blood.
Yeah. All right. Invasion of Asgol. When it enters the battlefield, target player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker and loses 1 life, and then switches to Ashen Reaper at the beginning of your end step. Put a +1/+1 counter on it if a permanent was put into a graveyard from the battlefield this turn. So 2/1 with Menace.
Trigger.
Now it's a 4/3 with Menace.
We'll discard 1. Draw 1.
Yep.
Go to
Yeah,
combat.
jamming in with the Hex Mage, the Ashen Reaper, and the Goblin Shaman.
9. Yes.
Puts Mark to 1. Very dangerous place to be. You died a half a shock. Which is just a lava dart. My brain, I was like, I wonder if there's any cards that deal exactly 1 damage. There is, Dylan. You've played them before. Can Mark get out of this? If he has the combo, he wins, right? And he can search.
Yeah.
So Wishclaw Talisman. Leland sliding that over. Your opponent does get control of the card. Searches for a card that was definitely Goryo's Vengeance.
Goryo's Vengeance.
Makes sense.
Blood.
Going to
Trigger
crack
on
the
stab.
blood, and then in response to that Emrakul trigger, we're going to Goryo's, bring back Emrakul, the Aeon Storm.
I have a draw from the blood.
Yeah.
It gains haste.
Combat. Trigger
Mark is
Annihilator.
going to attack in for 15 flying damage. Now, it's funny, so watching this game live, I saw Leland scooping, and I was like, he doesn't die to that. I forgot that Leland was at 11. I was like, he doesn't die to the Annihilator trigger. I wonder why he's like conceding. He just keeps a creature and then kills Mark.
Answer is yes.
No, yeah. The 15/15 flying creature does
I
in
haven't had a
fact
chance
kill
to play
Leland.
this deck on Moto.
So Mark will be taking game 1.
So all like the little interactions like blood discard.
My experience playing Emrakul is in Sneak or Show and Tell and Legacy,
Okay.
and it's like you have 20 health, so it's not killing you, but you have no permanence. I have an Emrakul.
A thought sees you.
All right, Mark leading on a Black Cleave Cliffs into a Thoughtseize here. And rip a Ren and 6 from Leland. Leland has Invasion of Alara, 3 lands, and Ren. Did put a Leyline of the Void into play. Pretty good way to deal with the graveyard deck trying to graveyard, right?
Why is there so much text on
It
this?
gets worse on the back. Is it Yeah.
When we get there, I'll care about the back when we get there. I'm taking the run in 6. I mean, Alara.
Now this deck does have a pretty cool way of dealing with
I'm at 18.
graveyard shenanery.
Yes, of course.
I'll go to 19.
Or anti-graveyard shenanery, I should say.
Zayatora.
Do I have to go to, like, Spike's YouTube to find this deck list? To put it in the description. It's fine.
Yo, it's great. Every like +1.
Analyzing all the scale lines. Oh god. Alright.
Turn of a clock for commander damage. The fact that when it's goaded it can't hit you is like incredible.
You know, I didn't realize he did so many Pioneer videos. I guess it makes sense, right? Because he went to
If you're the only one,
the
yeah.
Dallas DreamHack, which was Pioneer, and I think he qualified for the Pro Tour, which is pretty cool.
Epicure, take 1.
I guess I could just message Leland and be like, hey, give me
I won't waste the
the
dice.
spike list.
Go ahead. Not in your dice weekend state.
Found it.
Nice weekend state. Breeding pool, go ahead.
In your end step, I'll crack the blood. Move to my turn. Cut off the turn. Trigger.
Alright, Urza Saga coming out here. This deck is pretty cool. It's an Asmo random martyrdom task and a cold card deck. And I don't really think we've had an Asmo deck in the format in a little while. And I've talked about it plenty of times. Whenever we do have a food deck or an Asmo deck on camera, I'm like, man, I loved this deck when it first came out. So fun. And it was a good time. Golgari Asmo was like probably one of the most fun times I've had in Modern. It's just a sweet deck. Also, like, railgunning your opponent's stuff with Asmo was super fun. Got to play stuff like Gilded Goose and the Feasting Troll King. It's just a good time.
One.
Alright, roll down Epicure.
16.
Gonna discard a card here. Or sorry, attacking in for damage. I don't know why I thought it was discarding a card. The blood token discards cards, not Epicure.
Alright. Exile cards from the top to 2 non-lands, 4 or less. Cast one, the other one goes into your hand. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. Go.
Cascade for 4 twice, kind of. Not really.
1.
2. These go on the bottom. I will cast the Unmore Ego and put this one into my hand.
Okay, what would you like to name?
Reading Unmoored Ego here.
Yeah.
A Necromentia style effect.
What should I name? Because, just like my deck or his? Oh, that deck. That I agree. Also,
Just mean.
how about?
Is the clock not going? Is that why that's scrolling?
Alrighty. Got an elite Invasion of Alara out. Done our thing. Unmoored Ego.
There's the clock.
That fancy flip phone.
Underworld Cookbook. Do it all. Does this have to actually go to the graveyard? No.
Reading the card in Mark's hand. Ooh, named Underworld Cookbook. Okay.
Only 3?
It's interesting considering you have the. I guess if you're afraid of Mark removing your ley line and then setting up the combo, which is probably doable. It's in Jund, right? You have to have a way to interact with enchantments. There has to be the Sage in the list somewhere, right? I know it's like Rakdos.
Doing things.
You just cast
Really?
Unmoored Ego off of Invasion of Alara.
You do play an Overgrown Tomb.
Don't tell me Leland has a less spicy deck than
Is the Overgrown Tomb really just to cast the fucking Yargle?
Mark has a good point.
The Heckin' Yargle? Oh, hey, where am I out of the board? Makes more sense. Okay. I was like, that doesn't seem right. Dude, we can't just be playing one to cast Yargle. I'm here for it, but Yargle's like 7 mana.
1 and 3. Good.
in your end step. I'll make a dude.
Alright. Go make a construct at the end step.
I could also just draw a 1 mana card and then draw. Float, search.
Or sorry, going to sack itself here.
This deck is bad though.
Whose deck? My deck?
My deck. Your deck is like.
Alright, Haywire Might.
Deck is good in spirit.
The card we just talked about.
Okay, Haywire Might. Sure.
Guess if you have a tutorable reason or way to interact with like Leyline, why would you, play Beseiju? Okay, plays polluted Delta's land return.
Okay, I'll
3
cast.
mana is going to cast a Kraken Wick Cremator.
Yeah.
You want to roll for it?
ETB. You may discard a card at random. If you discard a creature card this way, Kraken Wick Cremator deals damage to your opponent
One of them keeps
equal
you
to that
alive. 18 damage to your face.
card's power. And Leland picks Yargle and Motani, which is an 18 power creature, and Leland gets blasted for 18, folks. Mark's going to take it 2-0, revealing a Krakenwick and a Emrakul as the other two choices.
So you can
Mark will take it 2-0 with Goryo's Through the Breach over Invasion of Alara. Leland, thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your day.